All right, big story today, especially in the Constitution City of Louisville, Ohio. The Leopards have a new head football coach, and we are happy as all heck to bring him on right now and check in with the new head football coach of the Leopards. That, of course, is Coach Matt Furino joining us here on the phone. Coach Matt, good afternoon, and first of all, congratulations, partner. How are you doing today?
You know what? Thank you, and I am overwhelmed.
I'll bet. Hey,
Louisville have accepted me, and it's been great.
It's funny. I long story short, when I do my shows on Tuesday and Friday, I go to the schools and I set up in the gym to do my show on Tuesday and Friday. So I'm already there and ready to go for the games later that night. So it just happened to be, I came over to Hoover today to set up, and the first person who grabbed me when I walked in the door was Coach Nettleton. And he said, "You having Coach on today?" I said, "Yep, he's coming on at 4:10. He said, "Is he coming over here?" I said, "No, we're going to have him on the phone." He says, "Oh, I'm so happy for him. We used to run around. We coached together. We're good friends, and he is so happy for you." And I just wanted to share that with you before we got going. But, wow, this came together pretty quickly, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah, it really did. From the time I sent my resume in until the time I, got the call this morning, for the board, it was not that much time.
So you have been at Field a long time, 2 coaching stints, but you really never left because you were in a part of the administration. I guess let's kind of go back and walk through this. Your time at Field as the coach and the community and the players and the games and practices and everything. Tell us about that, and then we'll speed ahead and we'll get you over here to Louisville. But take a look back on your career so far, if you would.
Well, I'll tell you, I have been inundated with people from Field giving me, congratulations and stuff. I love that community. I love the kids there. I spent 35 years there, and I actually was the head coach 3 times there. Believe it or not, I was the head coach in 1996 to 2007. I had my first daughter started playing volleyball and was a pretty good athlete, and I wanted to watch her. You can't do that and be the head football coach, so I hired my offensive coordinator, to be my replacement. And then I was the AD at the time, and I helped him coach, and I took off, 4 or 5 years, but I was still coaching, just not the head coach. And then God blessed me with it coming back again when my daughter graduated. Coach Ewell took the job at Malone. He was going to be a line coach, and then he ended up at Southeast, and I took over the program again and took it over for 5 years. And I had another daughter that played over here in Uniontown, and I let the job go again, heavy-heartedly, but wouldn't change that for anything. I got to watch my daughter play.
Sure.
And George picked me up. Dan and I were good friends, and Dan asked me to come over and coach at Lake, and I could leave practice and go watch my daughter play volleyball games. So it worked out great for me and hopefully for him, and loved my years there. And then Field called me back, and they said they'd really like me to come back. And the program was kind of down at the time, and asked me to come in and maybe try and stir things up. And I stayed for another 5 years there, and we got it back rolling, and things were good. And to be honest with you, I probably would be there this past year. And I don't know if I'd still be there because I knew I was going to retire. My mom became very ill, and I had to help my dad take care of her, and I just couldn't. You can't be a teacher, a husband, taking care of your mom, and a head football coach. So my offensive coordinator took over there, and I took a year off. And in that year, I knew that I didn't want to take any years off. I wanted to coach. So that led me to seeing that Louisville was open. Always thought that Louisville had a great program, great fans, great community. And I threw my hat in the ring, and they liked me. So here we are.
And here we are. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a lot to take in right there. And you've been busy. You've been winning. You've been teaching. You've been coaching. You've been caring. You've been doing a lot of things here. You talked about the coaching bug, and I truly believed. I've never coached, just I've helped out real low level stuff years ago. But once you get that coaching bug, I mean, it really truly never leaves you, no matter what happens. It's just what you do. It's kind of who you are and what you've developed. And I guess when opportunities come your way, you're like, yes, I want to do that, and I'm just kind of surmising that that's kind of how you felt when you knew that Louisville job was open, and I bet you didn't hesitate long to throw your hat in there, did you?
No, I didn't. And when I put it in, I've been talking to Dan DeGeorge, because I told him, I said, look, I'm not going to apply just anywhere. If I'd like to be a head coach again, but if I don't, I'll definitely come on your staff. Mm-hmm. So I was actually planning on coaching with Coach DeGeorge at Lake this year. If maybe this didn't work out, and it did, and now I'm going to have to coach against him.
So, Louisville, what do you know about Louisville? Let's just say the school district. Obviously, you're aware of the football tradition. They've had great coaches, great players over the years, over the decades. It's a very proud football community. Your thoughts on that, and where you'd like to take it as far as the next direction and the next level?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very, very good friends with John DeMarco, who was a great coach for Louisville for quite a few years. And he loved his time there. We've talked a lot in the last two weeks, and love the people, love the community, everything. And he told me that it's one of the best places you can be. The fan base is unbelievable. The people and the close knit community is great. And everybody's always willing to help you out and try to do what's best. It's like a group effort to try and make the team as best as it can be. And, that right there coming from him, who I respect, made me feel like this is a good place. This is a good place. And I had a couple other things that, back when I was the AD back in like 2008, you guys had the new stadium and stuff. Rich Venuto brought me over because we were going to get a PI levy over at Field. Mm-hmm. And, so I was looking to see, looking at different stadiums that came up, and Rich brought me all over. He brought me kids that showed me the locker room, gave me all the names of the people that he talked to. Everybody that I talked to in Louisville, I was like, man, this place is like Pleasantville. Like everybody is so nice and so great. And I always remembered that, and that was a long time ago. And then just being in that stadium for some playoff games that I went and watched and different things, the atmosphere there is just incredible. And I hope that I can continue on with what Coach Pappas or Kappas has done, because he has done a remarkable job. And I just hope that, we can just step right in and keep building.
Yeah, look, he had started to get things turned around there, so I think you're going to come into a great position right now, a great situation. And you mentioned the stadium. That is one of my favorite stadiums in high school football anywhere. You're right on top of the action. The atmosphere is great. You got the big video board. You got the leopard. The eyes light up. Now, it's truly a gem, and I've been there when that place is packed most of the time, and it's a really cool place. Coach Matt Furino is our guest. He is the new head football coach at Louisville, and he's kind enough to be with us here on the Sam Bourquin Show today, 1310 WDPN, and of course all of our social media platforms. So, Coach, what's the first couple things that are on your agenda when you get ready to go to open up your new office over there? What's going on?
Well, I'm getting the names and everybody of the coaches, that the assistant coaches that were there. I'd like to get my staff ready and start to talk to some people and see who fits with me. And I think that's first and foremost for the next couple of weeks. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to get my staff together, and I'm lucky on that, same stage as I was with Coach Kappas, getting everything ready. I think a lot of the coaches there are true blue Louisville people, and I think they're great coaches. And I hope that when I talk with them, it meshes well, and and I can retain a lot of the guys that Coach had on his staff. So mainly for the next week or so, next 2 weeks, I'm going to try to be building the staff, and then after that, then start to work out what players we have, start to break down, what we want to do the same, what we want to do different, and where people go. And then, by the time it's going to be time to be go time.
No doubt. Over the decades, I mentioned some of the great coaches that they've had at Louisville, and I go back to Paul Starkey as I was kind of growing up in the county, and I had a couple of pretty good cousins go through the football program over there, and got to get the lay of the land with Coach Starkey, and then guys like Coach Chris Lip and you mentioned Coach DeMarco and Coach Farah. What will you bring with you as far as, do you like to run the ball? You like to throw the ball? You like to balance? What kind of coaching philosophy per se will you bring over?
Well, in offensive philosophy, it's varied over the years with the talent I have. Mm-hmm. If you were giving me carte blanche to say, what do I like? I like to spread you out to run the football. You know what I mean? I like to spread you out, no tight end, maybe one or two in the backfield with the quarterback. I like to run a lot of zone read, dart plays, leads with guards, counters. I like to count the box up, and mm-hmm. have the quarterback look and say, how many are in the box? If you want to stop the run, then I'm going to try and bubble you or get you outside. Read to make you pick, do you want to stop my running back or do you want to stop my quarterback? Times where we've had kids that can throw the ball. I do like to put the ball in the air. But the last year I was the coach, I had a really good running back that was about 6'3.5", 240. Ooh. And we went back a little bit old school and put a tight end in and went down, out. So it usually depends on what type of surroundings I have.
How has the high school football game changed in your minds over the last 3 decades or so?
I'll tell you what, it used to be where you'd say, hey, let's play the best defense we can. And if we can score 2 times, we'll probably win. and now it's all about, scoring some points. The offenses have gotten so complex and so good that it's hard to stop people. I think that everybody's kind of spread it out a little bit. So they're always constantly putting the defense in binds. Back when I first started, it was I formation. Everybody blocks down, we kick out and lead a fullback through and just a bunch of dust and see if you can get 3 or 4 yards.
That's right. Hey, if you're getting 4 yards of crack, man, you're winning the battle right there. Coach Matt Furino is joining us. He is the new head football coach at Louisville here on 1310 WDPN. I got the release that was sent over by Terry Horn today, and she sent over a file photo. And I'm sitting there talking to you, thinking, okay, you've been doing this for 30, 35 plus years. Coach, the file photo that I got today, you don't look a day over 27. What's the secret?
Well, I guess get up a little closer.
What are you saying?
I've just been active my whole life, like my dad and my mom were, and I think you keep moving, you keep doing things, and you stay young.
That's what it's all about. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you coming on. I know it's been a whirlwind for you. I know you got lots of stuff on the checklist to mark off, but congratulations. I know you're going to do a great job. We will certainly be catching up with you closer to the high school football season, and can't wait to meet you in person. And all the best from everybody, and hit the ground running. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, and thanks for giving me the interview. I appreciate you.
You got it. Thanks, Coach. There he goes. Coach Matt Furino. He is the new man in town for the Louisville Leopards and their football program. He'll do a great job. Been at Field for a long time. Obviously a great person, very caring. I think he's gonna be great for the kids and vice versa. So we're looking forward to seeing how the Leopards get things rolling here coming up in 2026.